my pleasure tonight, on behalf of the board, on behalf of the board of directors of the Monroe Art Guild, I want to welcome you here to this 18th annual Winter Art Show. And what a show it is. I'm sure that you've all been impressed with what you've seen. So I'd just like to start by thanking all the artists that are exhibiting here at this. And let's say, give everybody a big hand if you would. You know, I think since I became involved a little bit with the Guild a few years ago, I'd continue to get amazed at some of the shows. And I think the diversity of types of artwork that's displayed here at this particular show is probably one of the best that I've seen. So I really appreciate all the artists. I also appreciate some people that make things like this possible. First, our sponsors, Marie Preston, helped us sponsor this particular one, and also Social Circle Ace Hardware that helped us sponsor this. We really appreciate them. And as you know, when we have the show like this, we always have the purchase awards that some great person is always willing to come in and step up and purchase some awards. Those pieces of artwork that are being purchased will be identified in a few minutes. But I'd like to just thank Dr. Stonecipher over here for providing that purchase award. And I hope that everyone has enjoyed the music that we've had for this reception tonight. Over here, Cindy Crawley and Carol Horn, thank you very much for this music. You know, with that said, I'm going to turn the program over now to the director of the Monroe Art Guild, Brian Hardman. And Brian will be moderating the remainder of the program and presenting awards to those people. So I'm going to turn it over to Brian, if you just come on over now.
Hello and welcome, and thank you so much, Larry, for that introduction. And as you know, we had the opening reception scheduled for last Friday. And as I sent out the email saying we're going to postpone things due to the uncertainty of bad weather, it was 56 degrees and blue skies, so I felt kind of odd doing that. But at the same time, I also looked at where everyone was coming from. Usually we have between 150 and 200 people coming to this opening reception. And we have, at this show, 43 different artists representing the county, the region, and even some artists are from out of state. So taking all that into consideration, I thought it might just be better to postpone that for a week. So thank you for your flexibility and your understanding, but we just have such a wonderful following. I wanted to make sure everyone was having a safe time. So unfortunately couldn't do anything about the similar temperatures that we had from last Friday, but at least there's no precipitation to worry about. But yeah, I'll begin by saying also a thank you to JL Designs for the flowers that was donated for this evening. And we couldn't get Debbie Jackson from A Better Bite Creative Occasions to do the catering tonight because she actually had a conflict with this evening. So the wonderful desserts and treats that you're enjoying is provided by board members, but also members as well. So thank you so much for those that have helped with that. And please take something home with you. Leftovers are not cool. I'm trying to lose weight and not gain weight. And when I smelled all the different sugar, it was wonderful. But please take it home with you. But I'll begin first with the Youth Merit Awards. And let me introduce my panel of helpers this time. This is Alfreda Laughlin. She's our board treasurer. And then this is Jennifer Borg, the judge for this past show. And then Dr. Stonecipher also will help do the purchase awards. So I'll begin with the purchase award pieces. If you could please. These are the 5 medals. And this is in no particular order. And for those of you that may be new to the Monroe Art Guild's shows, when pieces come in, they are all judged blindly. So a number is given to each piece, and they're covered up. And then the judge goes around and looks at the pieces in the various categories. So there's no, oh, I know so-and-so, that person's a great person, I think she ought to win, or he ought to win. It's just based on purely the piece, the information provided by you, the artist, and what's being seen by the judge. And so with the purchase award, Dr. Stonecipher was able to go around to everyone who was wanting to participate in that award program. And what that means is we don't have any of the commission. The artist gets purely all the money. So whatever price you have on there, you get all that. So that's one of the incentives being part of the Purchase Award. And each year we try to look for a sponsor that will be able to purchase up to $1,000 worth of art. And this is Dr. Stonecipher's second year of doing that. And he was very nice and generous. He did more than $1,000. So thank you so much for that. Now, in no particular order, I'll do the number 30, which is Small Teapot with Stopper by Phil Mund, who's one of our out-of-state and new artists. And would his sister please come forward? The next one is Turkey Crossing by Brenda McDaniel. I'm not sure if she's here. The third one is I Like This One by Jerry Chastain.
Jerry, have something else for you.
And the next one is One Shot by Charles Dyer.
Congratulations.
And then the last piece that was chosen is Stairway to the Heavens by Richard Botter. And then we always encourage the youth to participate, and this area that I'm standing in is the youth category. And 17 under youth can apply and have their work put in. It's only $5 per piece. And we, of course, encourage their parents to be members, but it's a great way to maybe get their work from the classroom into the shows. And so we're always excited to have their participation. So we have, for them, we had 5 youth apply. Just be, please. And I'll let them know, please.
Okay.
And this one goes to, yeah, just. And at this time, I'll recognize all 5 of the youth that participated in the show, and then we'll have one that was selected for overall. And if any of the children are here, if they could please come forward, and then we'll pass out the medals. Ian Bell. And I just realized the thumbtacks are in my office, so of course that would have been handy to have out here. But any of you that are getting checks, you can take those home, but please leave your medals here and check with me afterwards, and I'll have push pins for everyone so you can put your medal next to the piece that won. And then Jolie Lanier. Paul Pelham. And then Thomas Glenn Pelham III. And then Nadia Vardy. And then overall is Dockside by Paul Pelham. And as some of you may have noticed, we did include different categories this year, and we're looking at possibly adding mixed media into the mix of things for the summer show so that we can be very applicable to a lot of people and see what pieces are coming in and respond to those pieces. So we did add sculpture and functional pottery to this show. But the first category, in sculpture category, the runner-up is Hartwell Summers by Paul Handy. I know he's here.
He's right there.
He's making his way up front. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And then also in the sculpture category, in first place is Richard Sells for The Visitor. In the functional pottery category, in runner-up is Organic Platter and Plates by Paul Handy. And in first place is One Poor Lizard by Rebecca Braswell. Okay, in the photography category, in runner-up is Storm Clouds Gathering by Richard Botters. I just realized I'm not having the medals handed out. Oh my goodness, okay. All right, wonderful, wonderful. It is a Friday and I feel flustered, so sorry about that. So please, the sculpture and functional pottery categories, I'll be speaking with you shortly. Oh goodness, all right. And then in first place,
Sorry.
no, is Vanishing Barn by Charles Dyer. In two-dimensional non-oil, runner-up is Gone Fishing by Susan Pelham.
Congratulations. Appreciate it.
And in first place is Balancing Act by Brenda McDaniel. Okay. In two-dimensional oil, runner-up is 8 Ways to Sunday by Jackie Slider.
Congratulations, Jack. Thank you. Oh, something else.
And then in two-dimensional oil, in first place is Little Flyer by Tina Nocera. Thank you, Bobby. Oh wow, this evening's ending so quicker than normal. All right. And then in Best of Show is In Deep July by Nancy Manley. She's not here either. Okay. And then I also do have honorable mentions. I have 10 of those. And that would be, in no particular order once again, Celtic Harp by Christopher Goga.
Here.
And then Wall Piece for Dried Flowers by Phil Munt. Kennedy Road Beaver Pond by Renee Shoemaker. Hobbit's Hideaway by Brendan McDaniel. Rails Needles by Daryl Sparks. Rusted Bel Air by Jerry Chastain. Winter Sunrise by Bobby Austin. Overnight Snow by Mary Beth Schmelzer. Live Again by Debbie Dowd. And then last but not least, I Saw the Milky Way by Jody Duke. Sorry. Thank you. Well, thank you all so much for, there's nothing else I'm forgetting, is there? Right? Okay, well, thank you all so much for coming out this evening, and thank you for your continued support. And I do apologize for the call for entries going out later than we had liked this year, but as you know, things sort of changed with our sponsor, and we had to adjust because of that. So when Social Circles, Ace Hardware, and Marie Preston jumped in to help out, that was a wonderful addition to us being able to sponsor that. But yeah, if you have any friends or businesses that you know of, please feel free to see us for any sponsorship, because it's always wonderful to have those be supportive of our shows and of you as artists, and of course us in the community. But thank you again to Dr. Stone Cipher for being the Purchase Award this year, and then for Jennifer Borg being the judge. Thank you all so much for coming out tonight. Please feel free to take some food. And it was nice seeing all of you, and thank you so much for coming.